3, 2, 1. Alright, Gracia, hit me with another thumbnail, which I will draw, then you will draw, and then we will dissect.
Yes. They give us the title of the video.
Okay, good. I like this. I like this already.
Exactly. So they don't give us any elements, anything. It's literally the title of the video. Why the Straw Hats will go to the moon in the final saga.
Oh, I've already done one like this.
I know, but no, it's the Straw Hats and it's like will. So like you gotta make it convincing why they will definitely go to the moon.
I feel like I already used the A material for this idea in the video I did on it.
Just please don't throw me in like 3 characters or more.
You chose this, and specifically straw hats, plural. This is your doing.
All 10 of them.
Alright, no, so this is going to be a challenge because this is basically asking me to come up with an alternate idea for something I've already done.
Exactly. So it's like, what would you replace the thumbnail with?
So fun fact, that thumbnail was actually blatantly stolen from a Mr. Beast thumbnail.
It was.
Mr. Beast Gaming. He has a lot of videos where he's like, I went around the world in Minecraft, and so I just took the planet shape and I replaced him with Luffy, essentially.
Oh, nice. That's really fun. Yeah, I mean, it's inspiration, you know?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, steal like an artist.
Exactly.
Alright, shall we?
Are you ready?
Nope.
All right, you got 5 minutes. The clock starts. Go. So how many characters are you gonna include in that?
Right now, 0, but I've got to put 1 in.
Just 1 is fine.
I think I might have a fun idea for this, actually. So when I'm doing stuff like this, I always need to look up pictures of characters because I can't draw them off the top of my head. I just googled Luffy shock to try and get some images of his shocked face.
Yeah, I mean, there is a bunch of images out there, so might as well use them for reference.
I mean, yeah, like what better to reference than, you know, Oda's art?
Exactly. I mean, that's what I do basically with the shocked expressions. Like I grab Enel's shock face and I just adapt it to whichever character I'm doing.
I just realized I don't have any blue markers. Holy crap, that is an oversight on my part.
It's like the first marker you get, if anything. Why would you have red over blue?
Oh no, your red and black are the first 2. Then you like expand to green. Like I've got purple, but
Why would you have purple and not blue?
why? Why?
I'm just judging you on the spot, nonstop.
How much time do I have?
You've got 2 minutes.
Okay, sure. Sure.
You sounded pretty confident, so I'm figuring you already got the idea.
I know what the idea is. I just don't think I'll perfect it in that time.
Well, the beauty of it is you don't have to make it perfect. I'm the one that has to make that perfect. If anything, you could even just write down what you want and I will have to figure it out.
That would make the process so much more difficult.
Absolutely.
Because I would be like, oh no, I wanted this. Rubbing out a big element of this because I need to change it slightly.
You've got 1 minute.
Plenty of time. The amount of things I can get done in 1 minute would embarrass any other man.
I don't think I've ever seen you this focused before.
This is how I spend most of my days.
This is my
This is
normal
why
face.
thumbnails are like so mentally intensive.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Alright, let's remind the title. Why the Straw Hats will go to the moon in the final saga. Nice! So this is the Straw Hats on the moon looking at the One Piece planet with the words One Piece pointing at the planet. Because
Okay.
the planet is the One Piece. And so they're on the moon and just realizing that. You can sort of see the moon down here, like below Luffy. It's Luffy looking shocked because he's just put it together. That's why we have to go to the moon, because the planet is the One Piece and we need to see it, and it won't happen until the final saga because that's when it needs to be revealed.
Wow. Amen.
So you've got the red line there, the grand
Yeah.
line in purple because there's no blue. I did like 3 different configurations of this before I settled on.
That's pretty good though. That's pretty good. I like it.
In the final one, I would also probably have Luffy facing the moon instead of looking out this way,
Okay.
just as an aesthetic preference. I actually don't mind this idea. I'm not as excited about it as the buggy one. Like, I actually think it could be kind of epic.
It is, yeah. It's really cool. It's a good theory.
It's also a very, like, well-known theory that, like, the planet is the One Piece, so it
Oh,
could play
really?
on that.
I need to immerse myself more into the YouTube world.
The idea is that Luffy's gonna break the red line, and then the entire planet will just become one piece instead of separate pieces.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that theory.
Yeah. So it's playing on that. Are you ready to make pretty thing?
Whew, okay. Blank canvas.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh boy. All right. So.
I actually think of all of the ones I've given you, this is probably simple.
Oh yeah, character-wise, yes, because Luffy's pretty simple to draw.
And if it helps, in the background, it would be black because they're in space.
Yeah, like stars. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what space looks like.
I've been there. I've seen it.
Artist/astronaut. Yeah, we never asked you what your day job was. Astronaut, eh?
Yeah, exactly. It gets kind of boring just seeing just blackness and stars, but you know, pays well.
Yeah, which is why you've got to make my thumbnails while you're up there.
Exactly. I mean, I would have plenty of more time. All right, so Luffy's looking shocked, right?
Yeah, shocked to his core. Like, this is the answer to the mystery he's spent almost 30 years at this point trying to solve.
Do we want a funny shocked or like a serious shock?
I would go for funny.
Funny, like exaggerated expression. Okay.
Yes. That is always my inclination.
Okay.
I don't know if that's for better or worse because I think funny suits Luffy better, but
It does.
serious suits what a lot of the audience might want to see better of the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer funny as well.
If I was to hedge my bets though, just judging by like the current meta, serious would probably get more clicks. But serious is not what the Grand Line Review is about. The Grand Line Review is about having fun with our comic book pirates.
With goofy cartoons. Goofy
Yes.
pirate cartoons. We're gonna get burned by the fans for not taking it seriously.
Yeah, people are always like, no, One Piece is serious. It has genocide. And I guess it has had 2 genocides. But that's what I love about One Piece. The like juxtaposition of here is this incredibly serious issue. And now here's this stupid, goofy Afro skeleton going, yo.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you feel the drama harder because you get the high highs of the comedy and then you get the low lows
Yes.
of these characters you love in these terrible situations.
Yep. I agree. Oh my god. I don't know how to make these shocked expression anymore. Cause like it's front view, so it's like I don't know what to do with the eyes.
If it helps, I reckon I would have him looking at the planet. I just looked up Luffy shocked and I had like a minute to draw it, so I was like, fuck.
I think this looks good enough.
Here's a good question from Attention Scum.
Oh, interesting name.
Did it not cross your mind that starting a Hunter x Hunter channel might not be the most stable series for content?
Well, I think your channel is doing pretty well, so I wouldn't call it unstable.
I mean, it has historically done quite well. It's very stable in terms of views. What it's unstable in is me being able to think of new topics after 3 years of covering the same stuff. But like, to answer that question, it was not intended to be a Hunter x Hunter channel. It was just intended to be general anime. I started covering 4 series: Hunter x Hunter, Death Note, Food Wars, and I think Dragon Ball. There may have been another one.
Oh, didn't know that.
But the Hunter x Hunter videos ended up just being by far the most popular, to the point where they were getting like 20 to 40,000 views, where the other ones were getting 1,000 views, and I was like, all right, I've hit a good thing. Let's just tunnel into the Hunter x Hunter. I kind of don't mind it staying a Hunter x Hunter channel. Like, nothing lasts forever, and I think that I found a really great audience that just want to talk about Hunter x Hunter, whether there's something new or not. It's great engaging with that passionate fan base.
Are they, how's the fan base in Hunter x Hunter? I'm curious. Are they like normal? Are they toxic? Are they... I mean, I know all fan bases have their toxic people, but I'm curious.
I think they're pretty great because Hunter x Hunter is just... It's a very different series. There's definitely not a lot of power scaling in Hunter x Hunter because
That's
Nen
the
combat
thing.
isn't about, you know, who is the strongest. It's always about who is the smartest or who
Yeah.
has an advantageous ability. So I don't want to say that, you know, the Hunter x Hunter fan base is more mature than certain other shonen fan bases, but I think they're just more chill. They know to accept Hunter x Hunter for what it is, which is a story that radically changes based on Togashi's whims.
Yeah.
There's like nothing set in stone. You're there for the ride. Even more so than the One Piece fan base, I think.
It's sad because, like, yeah, there's a lot of intense people in the One Piece fan base, and it just makes it so annoying
Yes.
sometimes. Yeah.
Especially on Twitter.
I just hate discussions, and every time I see all these people arguing on Twitter, and I'm like, ugh.
Not looking at anyone, but Zoro kills Kaido fan base.
Oh my
Just bring that up.
Oh my god, it's unreal at this. Sometimes I'm like, are they trolling or are they actually like?
That's what I thought at first. So there was a guy on Twitter who, no joke, posted pretty much, was it like a 20-page dissertation on why Zoro was still going to kill Kaido?
No way.
Like this came out like either during or right after Kaido was beaten by Luffy. There is this document. I really should download it and go through it just for fun. I cannot understand that part of the fan base who are just like, yeah, you know, this is still going to happen. And here is my doctorate thesis on why.
I have facts and proof, and oh my god, I got the receipts.
I've got my academic receipts, yeah. 90 seconds.
Okay, I literally just have to make the sky. I'm putting a couple islands on the planet.
Oh, cool, yeah. I would have you do that.
Yes, I know. I understand. It's been a long ride not to understand what you will require in your thumbnails.
We've gotten to know each other on a very, like, aesthetic level.
Yes, indeed.
You understand my preferences.
And it does help me a lot as an artist. Like, I've learned so much from you. Like, even if you're, like, not an artist yourself, you have a lot of input in it. So it's definitely helped me a lot.
Yeah, I can't do anything with this, with my hands, but I can do a lot with my eyes.
I don't love the background because it clashes with Luffy's hair. So I'm gonna make it a little lighter.
True. I would have to think about that, which is why the astronaut Luffy originally worked so well, because it gave you that, like, yellowy orange
Yes,
halo
exactly.
around it.
Because it's like black against black unless the moon was higher up.
Or there's like a glow around Luffy's hair or something.
Yeah, exactly. I'm done.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Show me that thumbnail. Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, I'm really liking this. I think it is really simple, really obvious, kind of epic, but also really One Piece.
Yeah.
I don't know, Gracia. I kind of want to do it now.
I know you are. And as I was with the other video when I needed to recreate my thumbnail, as I'm drawing this, I'm already like, this is just a sketch. This is just a sketch. I need to, I'm going to have to draw these in real life.
It's a good idea. How has no one thought of this before?
It is a really good idea.
Like with all of the, like, what is the One Piece theories?
Yes.
We're doing it. I'm going to commit to this live on camera. We're going to make this an actual video.
Oh, like an actual video that is going to go in the Grand Line review?
Yep. I want to do it.
I mean, it's a really good thumbnail and I would really like to do it nice and clean. So I'm down for it.
I've got to say, I'm probably not going to keep the video title that I was given, which, where is it? Why the Straw Hats Will Go to the Moon in the Final Saga. I think there's a few too many words.
It's a lot.
There.
Yeah. I like your simpler, all caps, titles.
That's what I'm doing right now because most of my competition, by which, like, I'll just blatantly say, like ABD and Ohara, which are the two One Piece channels that, like, trounce me in terms of views.
Yes.
Very long, very descriptive, epic titles. And so I try to separate myself from that, or I have recently, by just doing really simple, like 3 to 5 word titles, if possible. I don't know if it's working.
Well, I think it is. And it really just gets to the point. Because I've seen titles that are like so long. This is exactly what happened to Sabo during the reverie before Wano. And like, yeah, so it's like, okay, you're already like, you're putting like your script on your title already.
Yeah. To be fair, they do work. They do hit.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I just don't like when it gets cut off. Like you start seeing like the 3 dots and you're like, oh boy, it's still going.
That is why I really hate long titles, because let me put this into my title tester and see if it does get cut off. I imagine it will. No, actually, it perfectly fits. Good job, whoever came up with that title. It fits pretty much perfectly within YouTube's character limit, so good job. But Gracia, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna pursue those and we will report back and see how they do. We are back, Gracia. You're in your log cabin again. Are you ready to see how the moon video did?
Yes.
Okay. The initial prompt was make a video about why the Straw Hats are going to go to the moon. It was something like that, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
And here was the initial sketch I did on the whiteboard.
Luffy looks super terrified, and he looks weird without eyebrows, I'm afraid.
There was no time for eyebrows. I had 5 minutes to come up with the idea and make the little scribbles.
You had time to shade the grand line and red line, but you didn't have time to add eyebrows. And you had like a billion stitches to his scarf. He only has 2 stitches.
Does he really only have 2 stitches?
Yeah, it's just half circle and then 2 stitches. That's it.
I think of the shapes, you do the details.
I understood it was Luffy, so that's all that matters.
Excellent. He does look weird without eyebrows, come to think of it. And this was what you did with that. You had 10 minutes to come up with a more realized rendering.
And I think we pretty much did the exact same thing, right? For the actual
somewhat.
thumbnail.
I will say this thumbnail was much more streamlined. I think the idea was so solid from the beginning that it really didn't need much except for some like little tweaks. And I was actually so inspired that I kept your Luffy when I did my proper mock-up of it. And I just like changed the direction of his eyes to be like looking at the planet, because I thought you did a really good job of like getting that expression across that I couldn't. Luffy has really thin eyebrows, man. No wonder I always forget that.
He does. I think all of them.
Oh yeah, true.
Except Usopp and Jinbei.
Oh yeah, Jinbei's are quite grand. So the only differences that really happened here is a bit of a changing around of shapes. In the rendering you did, I just felt that there was too much negative space and like the planet needed to be a bit more in focus. When I've got people in frames, I always try to make sure that if there's a close-up that their face is taking up like 2/3 of the height. I just think it looks better. But you ran with that and we came up with this.
Gorgeous. I forgot how that one looked like. That looks really nice.
It does look really nice, doesn't it?
I'm just noticing that you put like the rays behind the planet, and that works. I remember I was telling you that if you really wanted like a black background, because Luffy's hair was black, so that's why in our challenge I did it like gray so that it would stand out. But I think that works perfectly because it has like the rays and then I put a little highlights on the hair. So yeah. That's
something that we've encountered quite a bit with Luffy, actually. His horrifically like dark black hair. Because when you set it against black backgrounds, it doesn't look like it's there. And sometimes Luffy looks a little bald in our really teeny tiny thumbnail images.
Well, we struggled a lot with the one for chapter 1057, I think. The one with the flag.
Yeah.
Claiming
because,
Wano. It was the black cape, the black flag, and then Luffy's black hair. So we had to like really, really highlight every single, thing with white outlines so that it would like, stand out from all of these like black spaces.
I recall that you kept sending me pictures of the highlight. And I'm just like, more. just go absurd with it.
And I knew you were gonna say that because as soon as I take a screenshot to send you like the what I'm working on, in iPads the screenshot like saves momentarily on the corner, so you actually see like a very small size of it. So every time I take a screenshot I can get an idea, okay, he's gonna ask me to add more vibrant colors or the shading is too like plain or whatever, because I can just see it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send it and wait and see what he says. But it gives me an idea.
Yeah, I think I've said this before with you. When it comes to thumbnails, often Gracia will send me something that looks amazing. But when it is viewed on like a teeny tiny micro scale that no artist ever looks at their work, like there are things that need to be exaggerated, like heavily exaggerated, which is why I really like this stark shading style. I will say that, fun fact here, you are not the only one who contributed artistically to this thumbnail, because those stars in the background, those space stars, those are my doing.
Oh, did you draw them individually?
I did.
Or
I got the Photoshop
Are you
paint tool
serious?
and I went dit, 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 dit.
Oh my god, you know you can actually download like transparent PNGs where
I did briefly search up space stuff, but I don't know. In the end, I found it was just easier to construct the stars and like.
I mean, I also have, for future reference, I have brushes that do that with just a single stroke, so.
Well, that's excellent now that I know that. I will say this also isn't the final form of this thumbnail. I did struggle with this one quite a bit.
Oh.
And eventually I came up with a solution to sell it nicely.
Oh yeah, I've been noticing that you've been adding those like subtitle type, and I really like it because it keeps a balance with all of the thumbnails. It keeps it like matching instead of having like a blue text and then suddenly a red one in another one, and it doesn't obstruct the thumbnail altogether because we add so many elements to the thumbnails that there's no room for text.
I like the subtitles. They're a nice way of like telling a story with like very minimal real estate. A little trick that I've also used here is that I have this like black layer rectangle which I've blurred, put it behind the subtitles to make them pop out a bit. It's basically because without that, if you put the subtitles there, they don't really pop out because they blend into the really bright colors of like the moon and Luffy's outfit and such.
No, that looks perfect. I really like the concept.
Scale of 1 to 10. How well do you think this one did?
9?
9? You think it did that badly?
Okay, so it's the YouTube Studio thing, like 1 out of 10 and stuff,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
So, it's
1
reversed.
is the best and 10 is...
Okay, so in YouTube, I think it was 3?
This was a 1.
Oh.
This video is actually
wow.
my best performing video in the last month.
Wow, congratulations.
Well, no, congratulations to us because this was a huge team effort. Congratulations to the user who suggested the idea as well. I think part of it is that it has a very painfully simple title, which is One Piece solved. That's it. And then it just points to the planet. It was so obvious, and I think it's very clickable that way.
It is, because everyone wants to know what the One Piece is, so any theories, they just want to devour it, because we have zero information on what the One Piece is, so they just want to like consume any type of information regarding that, so that's perfect.
Full credit to my editor as well on this, because it was probably one of the best edited videos he's ever done, and that almost certainly contributed to the success as well, because it was a really good video. Really solid.
Oh yeah.
To think that it all came from like 5 minutes of stressing out over an idea that I was suggested.
No, it looks wonderful. I'm so glad it did it so well. I can't believe it. That's crazy.
It did shockingly well, and it did not take a lot of time to do shockingly well.
And it makes you mad almost, because then the ones that you would put a lot of effort on them don't do so well, and you're like, what am I doing wrong this time?
Yeah, I think in future I really want to explore more absurd stuff like that.
I mean, with One Piece, you can really just go about anywhere. Like with the craziness and goofiness, like there's so much to explore. It's a whole universe, so.
A lot of other people lean into the epic and the fights and the hockey clash.
Serious,
I want to do something like wacky and weird and attention grabbing, I think. Thank you so much for being a part of this process. You are an artistic muse that has had an immeasurable impact on the channel, and I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you for trusting me with all your thumbnails. It really means a lot.
I'd really like to do this again, so I think we'll be back. If we are, we will see you then.